Hello, and welcome to Speak English Daily. I'm Mike, and today we're going to practice together. In this lesson, you'll learn 100 essential English sentences for real-life shopping situations. We'll cover everything: the supermarket, the clothing store, the toy shop, and more. Here's how it works. First, I'll say the sentence. Then I'll explain what it means. And finally, you will repeat after me. This way, you'll improve your listening, speaking, and confidence in English. All right, let's get started with part one, at the supermarket. All right, let's begin with part one, at the supermarket. Listen carefully. First, I'll say the sentence. Then I'll explain it, and finally, you will repeat after me. Sentence 1. Where can I find the milk? This is a question you use when you want to know where the milk is in the store. Now, repeat after me. Where can I find the milk? Sentence 2. How much is this loaf of bread? You ask this to know the price of the bread. Now you repeat, how much is this loaf of bread? Sentence 3. Do you sell fresh vegetables? You use this when you want to know if the store has fresh vegetables. Now repeat after me. Do you sell fresh vegetables? Sentence 4. Can I pay by card? You ask this when you want to know if you can use your bank card. Now you repeat, can I pay by card? Sentence 5. Do you have any discounts today? You say this when you want to know if there are special offers. Now repeat after me. Do you have any discounts today? Sentence 6. Can I get a plastic bag? You ask this when you need a bag for your shopping. Now you repeat, can I get a plastic bag? Sentence 7. Where is the checkout counter? You use this when you want to find the place to pay. Now repeat after me. Where is the checkout counter? Sentence 8. Do you have organic products? You ask this when you want natural, chemical-free food. Now you repeat, do you have organic products? Sentence 9. Can I return this if it's bad? You say this when you want to know if you can bring it back. Now repeat after me, can I return this if it's bad? Sentence 10. I'd like to pay in cash. You say this when you want to pay with money, not card. Now you repeat, I'd like to pay in cash. All right, now let's move to part 2, at the clothing store. Here are 10 useful sentences you can use when shopping for clothes. Sentence 1. Can I try this on? You ask this when you want to wear the clothes before buying. Now repeat after me. Can I try this on? Sentence 2. Where are the fitting rooms? You use this when you want to know where you can change clothes. Now repeat. Where are the fitting rooms? Sentence 3. Do you have this in a larger size? You ask this when the item is too small. Now repeat after me. Do you have this in a larger size? Sentence 4. Have this in a smaller size? You use this when the item is too big. Now repeat. Do you have this in a smaller size? Sentence 5. Is this on sale? You ask this when you want to know if the price is lower. Now, repeat after me. Is this on sale? Sentence 6. Do you have this in another color? You use this when you want the same clothes but in a different color. Now repeat. Do you have this in another color? Sentence 7. What is this made of? You ask this to know the material, like cotton, wool, or silk. Now repeat after me. What is this made of? Sentence 8. Can you help me choose? You say this when you want the shop assistant's advice. Now repeat. Can you help me choose? Sentence 9. Can I pay at the counter? You use this when you want to know where to pay. Now repeat. Can I pay at the counter? Sentence 10. I'll take this one, please. You say this when you decide to buy. Now repeat after me. I'll take this one, please.
All right, now it's time for part 3, at the electronics store. Here are 10 useful sentences you can use when shopping for phones, laptops, or other devices. Sentence 1. Does this come with a warranty? You ask this to know if the product is protected for repairs or replacement. Now, repeat after me. Does this come with a warranty? Sentence 2. How long is the warranty? You use this when you want to know the time period of the warranty. Now repeat. How long is the warranty? Sentence 3. Can you show me how this works? You ask this when you want the shop assistant to demonstrate. Now repeat. Can you show me how this works? Sentence 4. Is this the latest model? You use this to check if it's the newest version. Now repeat after me. Is this the latest model? Sentence 5. What's the difference between these two? You ask this when you want to compare two products. Now repeat. What's the difference between these two? Sentence 6. Do you have this in stock? You use this when you want to know if the item is available. Now repeat after me. Do you have this in stock? Sentence 7. Can I get a discount on this item? You say this when you want a lower price. Now repeat. Can I get a discount on this item? Sentence 8. Does it come with accessories? You ask this to know if chargers, cables, or cases are included. Now repeat. Does it come with accessories? Sentence 9. Can I return this if it doesn't work? You use this to check the return policy. Now repeat after me. Can I return this if it doesn't work? Sentence 10. I'd like to buy this one. You say this when you're ready to make the purchase. Now repeat. I'd like to buy this one. Now let's move to part 4, at the jewelry store. Here are 10 useful sentences you can use when buying rings, necklaces, or watches. Sentence 1. Can I see that necklace, please? You ask this when you want to look at an item more closely. Now repeat after me. Can I see that necklace? Sentence 2. How much does this ring cost? You use this to ask the price. Now repeat. How much does this ring cost? Sentence 3. Is this real gold? You ask this to check the material. Now repeat after me. Is this real gold? Sentence 4. Is this diamond genuine? You use this to confirm authenticity. Now repeat. Is this diamond genuine? Sentence 5. Do you have this in silver? You ask this if you want the same design but in silver. Now repeat after me. Do you have this in silver? Sentence 6. Can this be resized? You use this when you want the ring to be smaller or bigger. Now repeat. Can this be resized? Sentence 7. Do you offer a certificate? You ask this to confirm if you'll receive official proof of quality. Now repeat after me. Do you offer a certificate? Sentence 8. Is there a warranty on this watch? You use this to know if the watch is protected. Now repeat. Is there a warranty on this watch? Sentence 9. Can I pay in installments? You ask this if you want to pay in parts. Now repeat after me. Can I pay in installments? Sentence 10. I'll take it. You use this when you decide to buy. Now repeat. I'll take it.
Great! Now it's time for part 5, at the toy store. Here are 10 simple and useful sentences you can use when shopping for toys. Sentence 1. Can I see that toy car, please? You say this when you want the shop assistant to show you a toy. Now repeat after me. Can I see that toy car, please? Sentence 2. How much is this teddy bear? You ask this to know the price. Now repeat. How much is this teddy bear? Sentence 3. Is this toy safe for children? You use this to check if the toy is safe to play with. Now repeat. Is this toy safe for children? Sentence 4. What age group is this for? You ask this when you want to know if the toy is for small kids or older kids. Now repeat. What age group is this for? Sentence 5. Does this need batteries? You use this to ask if the toy runs on batteries. Now repeat after me. Does this need batteries? Sentence 6. Do you have this in another color? You ask this if you want the same toy in a different color. Now repeat. Do you have this in another color? Sentence 7. Can I return this if it breaks? You say this to know the return policy. Now repeat after me. Can I return this if it breaks? Sentence 8. Is this toy on sale? You ask this to check if the toy has a discount. Now repeat. Is this toy on sale? Sentence 9. Can you gift wrap this? You say this if you want the toy wrapped as a present. Now repeat. Can you gift wrap this? Sentence 10. I'd like to buy this toy. You use this when you're ready to buy. Now repeat after me. I'd like to buy this toy.
Now let's move to part 6, at the furniture store. Here are 10 important sentences you can use when buying furniture. Sentence 1. Can I try sitting on this sofa? You say this when you want to test the sofa before buying it. Now repeat after me.
Can I try sitting on this sofa? Sentence 2. How much does this table cost? You ask this to know the price. Now repeat. How much does this table cost? Sentence 3. Is this made of real wood? You use this to check the material. Now repeat. Is this made of real wood? Sentence 4. Does this come with chairs? You ask this to know if chairs are included with the table. Now repeat. Does this come with chairs? Sentence 5. Do you have this in a smaller size? You say this if you want a smaller version. Now repeat after me. Do you have this in a smaller size? Sentence 6. Is delivery free? You use this to ask about delivery service. Now repeat. Is delivery free? Sentence 7. Can you assemble it for me? You ask this if you need help putting the furniture together. Now repeat. Can you assemble it for me? Sentence 8. Does this come with a warranty? You say this to check if there is a guarantee. Now repeat. Does this come with a warranty? Sentence 9. Can I pay in installments? You use this if you want to pay in smaller parts. Now repeat. Can I pay in installments? Sentence 10. I'll take this one. You use this when you've made your choice. Now repeat after me. I'll take this one.
Now let's move to part 7, at the pet store. Here are 10 useful sentences you can use when shopping for pets or pet supplies. Sentence 1. Can I hold this puppy? You say this when you want to carry or touch the puppy. Now repeat after me. Can I hold this puppy? Sentence 2. How much is this parrot? You ask this to know the price of the parrot. Now repeat. How much is this parrot? Sentence 3. What food should I buy for my cat? You use this to get advice on cat food. Now repeat. What food should I buy for my cat? Sentence 4. Does this cage come in a bigger size? You say this if you need a larger cage. Now repeat after me. Does this cage come in a bigger size? Sentence 5. Is this fish easy to take care of? You ask this when buying a pet fish. Now repeat. Is this fish easy to take care of? Sentence 6. Do you sell pet medicine? You use this when looking for medicine for your pet. Now repeat. Do you sell pet medicine? Sentence 7. Can I get a leash for my dog? You ask this if you want to buy a dog leash. Now repeat. Can I get a leash for my dog? Sentence 8. Does this come with instructions? You say this if you want to know how to use a pet product. Now repeat after me. Does this come with instructions? Sentence 9. Is this safe for puppies? You use this to check if the product is okay for young dogs. Now repeat. Is this safe for puppies? Sentence 10. I'd like to buy this pet food. You use this when you are ready to buy. Now repeat after me. I'd like to buy this pet food.
Now let's move to part 8, at the pharmacy or drugstore. Here are 10 useful sentences you can use when buying medicine or health products. Sentence 1. Do you have something for a headache? You ask this when you need medicine for head pain. Now repeat after me. Do you have something for a headache? Sentence 2. Can I get this medicine without a prescription? You say this if you're not sure you need a doctor's note. Now repeat. Can I get this medicine without a prescription? Sentence 3. What do you recommend for a sore throat? You use this to ask for advice. Now repeat after me. What do you recommend for a sore throat? Sentence 4. How often should I take this? You say this to ask about dosage. Now repeat. How often should I take this? Sentence 5. Are there any side effects? You use this to ask about possible problems with the medicine. Now repeat after me. Are there any side effects? Sentence 6. Do you sell vitamins here? You ask this if you're looking for vitamins. Now repeat. Do you sell vitamins here? Sentence 7. Is this safe for children? You say this to check if kids can use the medicine. Now repeat. Is this safe for children? Sentence 8. Can I buy some bandages? You ask this when you need first aid supplies. Now repeat after me. Can I buy some bandages? Sentence 9. Do you have cough syrup? You say this when asking for liquid medicine for a cough. Now repeat. Do you have cough syrup? Sentence 10. I need something for allergies. You use this when buying allergy medicine. Now repeat after me. I need something for allergies.
Now let's move to part 9, at the electronics store. Here are 10 useful sentences you can use when shopping for phones, computers, or gadgets. Sentence 1. Does this phone have enough storage? You ask this when checking memory space. Now repeat after me. Does this phone have enough storage? Sentence 2. Can I try this laptop before buying? You use this to ask if you can test the laptop. Now repeat. Can I try this laptop before buying? Sentence 3. How long is the warranty? You say this to ask about product protection. Now repeat after me. How long is the warranty? Sentence 4. Is this TV on sale right now? You ask this to know if the TV has a discount. Now repeat. Is this TV on sale right now? Sentence 5. Do you have this model in stock? You use this to ask if the product is available. Now repeat. Do you have this model in stock? Sentence 6. Can I get a refund if it doesn't work? You say this to ask about the store's policy. Now repeat. Can I get a refund if it doesn't work? Sentence 7. Does this camera come with a memory card? You use this when asking about included accessories. Now repeat after me. Does this camera come with a memory card? Sentence 8. Can you show me how this works? You ask this when you want a demonstration. Now repeat. Can you show me how this works? Sentence 9. Is this the latest model? You use this to ask if the product is new. Now repeat after me. Is this the latest model? Sentence 10. I'd like to buy this tablet. You say this when you're ready to make the purchase. Now repeat. I'd like to buy this tablet. Now let's go to part 10, at the furniture store. Here are 10 useful sentences you can use when shopping for furniture for your home. Sentence 1. Do you have this sofa in another color? You ask this if you want more color options. Now repeat after me. Do you have this sofa in another color? Sentence 2. Is delivery included in the price? You use this to ask if the store will bring the furniture to your home. Now repeat. Is delivery included in the price?
Sentence 3. How long will it take to deliver? You say this to ask about delivery time. Now repeat after me. How long will it take to deliver? Sentence 4. Can I pay in installments? You use this when asking about payment in parts. Now repeat. Can I pay in installments? Sentence 5. Does this bed come with a mattress? You ask this to check what's included. Now repeat after me. Does this bed come with a mattress? Sentence 6. Can I return this if it doesn't fit? You use this to ask about the return policy. Now repeat, can I return this if it doesn't fit? Sentence 7. Do you have a warranty on this furniture? You ask this to ask about protection. Now repeat after me. Do you have a warranty on this furniture? Sentence 8. Can you help me choose a dining table? You use this to ask for advice. Now repeat. Can you help me choose a dining table? Sentence 9. Is this made of real wood? You ask this to know about material quality. Now repeat after me. Is this made of real wood? Sentence 10. I'd like to buy this chair. You use this when you're ready to make the purchase. Now repeat, I'd like to buy this chair. Great job today, everyone. You've just practiced 100 essential English sentences for real-life shopping situations. From the supermarket to the bookstore, from electronics to furniture, now you have the words and phrases you need to shop with confidence. Remember, the best way to improve your English is to practice every day. So the next time you go shopping, try using one or two of these sentences in real life. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Speak English Daily, and click the notification bell so you never miss a new lesson with me, Mike. Thank you for learning with me today, and remember, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep speaking English daily.